Good morning. This is Self Love Diaries. How y'all doing? How y'all been? I am getting ready for work, but not too long ago did I wake up. Okay, so I might be a little puffy here and there. Don't mind me. Don't worry about it. Just have a beautiful day. Come have a seat. Okay, so this one is a little big for me. And I believe that because it's been so big, it's part of the reason why I haven't been online. Do you remember back in the day when the parents and the older folks used to be like, man, you ain't got no problems. I don't want to hear you talking about you got no problems until you get some bills and this and this and that. You know the list, okay? You ain't got no problems and I don't want to hear it. And they really just kind of blew you off like nothing in your little world could possibly be too much to deal with. And it was always like this big eye, little you situation because you're a kid, you're a teen, you're whatever, right? But mental health is so very important. It's important on like from children all the way up to adulthood. It is important to learn the tools that we need to keep moving in life in a healthy way. Now, about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago now, one of my children wrote a very disturbing letter about harming themselves at school. Teacher found it, and it really spiraled from there. I'm not going to go into all of the details, but after going to sit down, talk to the teacher, principal, whatever, and reading the letter, it was like, it was one of those earthquaking, ground shaking moments for me. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know how to help. I didn't it was like a blast. Like, okay. So, long story short, and this moment that I'm about to speak of, well, actually, I got 2 moments. Oh, right behind that situation, maybe the next day, a coworker of mine harmed themselves in a way in which they won't be seen again by anybody. Maybe Judgment Day. And those 2 events back to back was like emotionally rocking for me. Like I didn't even know how to deal with it or how to handle it. And me and that person weren't really close, but I don't want to see that for anybody. But because it was so close to home, it was like, man, look, what could have been, and you know what I'm saying? My mind just kind of went there. However, this next situation is what really took me over the top. At the school, no one knew about the situation besides a handful of teachers or whatever, you know what I'm saying? People that were around the situation initially. But one teacher of another ethnic background decided that she was going to take it upon herself and tell the students what transpired. Now, if you remember grammar school, you remember the kids are very cruel, and any little bit of ammunition could just... So, I was like, you know what? I'm going to sue you. But I decided that I think I'm going to handle it in another way. I did some praying about it first. Let's start there. But I think that I want to handle it in a different way. I believe that I would like to figure out how to give children those tools earlier in life, so they don't have to wait until life slaps a pie in their face to figure out how to handle it. And a lot of times we really aren't handling it. Even in therapy, they really just want to pop a pill and you'll be all right. But anyway, not to say that that stuff doesn't help whoever it helps, okay? And therapy is very much needed. I think that everyone needs somewhere where they can vent and a non-biased ear. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be a licensed therapist or just someone who is naturally good at it, everybody needs that space. But as a collective, let's start learning the tools that we need to be mentally healthy, to be emotionally healthy. So we're not showing up in our life and other people's lives in toxic ways, because hurt people do what? Hurt people. And if you hurt them, and then they hurt them, and then they hurt somebody else, we're keeping this web of toxic mess just going around and around and around. And how long can we really keep these toxic bags of junk? Do y'all remember a couple years ago when those memes were going around? And it was like a girl walking up the stairs and she had all of these bags. Reminded me of Erykah Badu, you know, Bag Lady song. But she had all these bags. And it's like, you know, toxic thinking and, you know, all of these toxic traits that she's just lugging and dragging. And like, let's put them down, bag ladies, bag men. And let's stop raising, or should I say, creating new toxic adults. Let's stop it. Let's stop. Because it's getting out of hand. And if everybody was to work together, even if we were to do this separately, but in our own little ways, we don't have to hold hands in a big circle to make sure that this gets done. Just say within yourself, I'm going to make a better effort of showing up better and passing better tools. Have a great day.